Train Dispatcher by Dr. Witz, a two-player co-op. Railroads are only good as their workers. For the railroad to survive, the dispatcher and the conductor must work together to ensure trains reach their destinations on time without crashing. Train Dispatcher is inspired by the American system of railroad dispatching. Dispatchers do not have real-time information on what's taking place on the railroad. They have to rely on limited information to do their best to dispatch and rely on their trust in their conductors to use their discretion to prevent catastrophes from taking place. In Train Dispatcher the game, at the start of the day, the conductor and the dispatcher will get together and they will look at both the map of their network, which will be randomly created for each game. The brown side is facing up because the train dispatcher and the conductor do not yet know what will take place on the tracks that day. They will also look at the trains that are scheduled to leave and where they're scheduled to arrive and what time they depart. Here's their moment to talk. Looking at the railroad routes available and looking at where trains have to be, they can put together a tentative plan, knowing trains have to get from here and there by the end of the day, and that trains cannot occupy the same space. If trains go in the same space at the same time, they crash and the game is over because we have failed the railroad. After this phase, it's time to get to work. The train dispatcher will write out the orders for the first train. They will then send those orders verbally to the conductor, and it's the conductor's job to execute the orders while also running a special express train that navigates around all the trains on the map. Now, even though the dispatcher is controlling the trains through their orders, the dispatcher will never see what will happen on the lines. Every time a train enters a tile, the conductor is going to flip it over. They will discover if there are obstacles on the track that's going to slow down train movements. In this tightly packed rail network, if things are mistimed, trains will crash. As the game progresses, the dispatcher will be notified when trains reach their destinations. A well-disciplined dispatcher is going to note, did the train arrive when they thought it was going to arrive, or did it arrive late? Which will provide them with some information on trouble spots on the line. The conductor has a limited set of tools to affect train movement, whether it's going to slow trains down or speed trains up, but they can only do so much. Additionally, the special express train, when it arrives at its first station, enables the conductor to send a 5-word message, telegraphs are expensive, to the dispatcher to provide a little bit of additional information. By the end of 16 rounds, either the day will end in disaster, or tomorrow we'll get to do it all over again in Train Dispatcher.